Michael Williams here. We continue to follow breaking news of reports of a shooting outside of the Palm Beach Gardens Mall, happening in an area, again, outside the building, outside of the food court area, for those of you familiar with the layout of the Gardens Mall, as so many of you are. Now, a mall spokesperson told News Channel 5 someone's in custody. We have not confirmed with police whether shots fired and somebody was wounded by those shots or shots fired and missed. But according to a mall spokesperson, again, telling News Channel 5 believed someone in his custody. We are trying to confirm all of this through police. In situations like this, there can be a lot of conflicting reports at the outset. So we're being conservative in what we know, and what we're trying to confirm right now is you look at live pictures of the police presence outside the Palm Beach Gardens Mall. And joining me on the phone as you look at these live pictures of the scene there, Shelly Pella, who was at the food court a short time ago. Shelly, thank you for being with us. What can you tell us? What did you see or hear?
Hi, Michael. What I saw was a police officer in the food court, and she was directing everyone to leave immediately and directed everyone to leave in a particular direction. Everything was fairly orderly. Was a little nerve-wracking in so much as I didn't know why we were being told to leave, but simply obeyed the orders and left, as everybody else pretty much did. So,
being told to leave the food court or to leave the premises and get outside?
To get outside, to leave the premises and get out. And there were people who were coming in from the parking lot, attempting to enter the mall, and security at the doors of the mall telling them they weren't allowed to enter. And
to the degree you know, understanding you were only getting a slice of the perspective from where you were, was it your sense that they were telling people throughout the mall or only in the potentially affected area to leave?
To me, it was get out of the mall. That was the message that I heard. I don't know what anybody else heard. The message to me was get out of the mall. And I obeyed.
And no explanation. They just said, get out of the mall.
None. No explanation whatsoever, which in itself was kind of scary.
Sure.
You don't know why you're being told to leave the mall in the middle of the day.
And once you left the mall, anything you saw or heard?
On the perimeter road around the exterior of the mall, there were police cars. 3 of them drove past me very quickly with their lights on. I didn't hear any sirens, but their lights were on and going by me very quickly, to the point I couldn't even see which direction, were they going to turn left or right? I mean, just zooming past.
Was it a fairly orderly exit from the mall? That certainly gets your pulse racing in this day and age when you're suddenly told without explanation to leave the mall. But it seems like it was orderly, and as we look on live at the scene, that they have everything under control. Still not clear ultimately what happened there, except that we've heard reports of possible shots fired. Perhaps somebody may have been wounded, though not yet confirmed. Someone may be in custody, according to a mall spokesperson, but this coming from the mall only. We have not had a chance to talk to police, so I urge you at home to know that we'll continue to clarify this as we learn more. But anything else you can add for us, Shelly Pella?
When police people walk by and say, get out, just listen. Don't ask questions. Follow their orders.
And everybody did. We're glad you're okay and can get your pulse back down to normal on this Friday afternoon when it's the last thing you expect. And it sounds like it was orderly and everybody left. So, again, thank you for taking time to join us via the phone right now. Are you still standing outside watching the scene ongoing, or have you left the premises entirely?
I left immediately because I didn't know if what was happening in the mall, out of the mall, or in both locations. So I felt it was just safest to leave. There was no reason to be there. If I could leave, get out.
Prudent thinking and something that we should all consider. So again, thank you for taking a few moments to speak to us. We're glad that you're okay and can go sit down and let your pulse come back down to normal. We appreciate you talking to us via phone.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Again, looking live at the Gardens Mall, a police presence there. Again, reports, a mall spokesperson tells us someone is in custody after reports of shots fired outside the building, outside that food court area, the area you enter to go into the food court, trying to confirm whether someone was wounded. Again, we're waiting for police to give us official confirmation of all of this as we look on at the scene right now of police outside the Gardens Mall, people milling about, and in fact, you still see a number of cars there. It's not clear from our vantage point as we look on live how many people still milling about and how many people, of course, ultimately had to exit the mall. We do not know that at this point. We will continue to bring you coverage. We have crews on scene. We're getting you answers right now, but the situation under control from everything we see right now. But again, of course, as you at home well know, in this day and age, when you hear reports about shots fired or possibly fired, there are protocols very clearly in place for major outlets, places where people gather, protocols that police and mall security around the country train on and put into place. They don't wait to find out or guess the extent of what they might be dealing with. When reports like the one that came in happen, they immediately move. We'll talk to them about all that, the protocol, and what happened as part of our ongoing coverage. Again, Michael Williams in the newsroom, crews at the Gardens Mall. We'll have more on air and online as it comes to us.